Welcome to Dead Man Talking. Tonight's story is from a brand new author and exclusive to the DMT Forest Affair channel. As ever, please do let us know what you thought down below in the comments box. Please do like and share. Well, it really does help both the channel and our community further. And why not hashtag TeamFEAR and DMT's Cryptid crew. And so, with that aside, let's get into tonight's story. And title: Patriot Brain equals Marine. Let's get straight into that. You see, Harper, I told you Yamahas are always the most reliable dirt bike. Hondas are okay, I guess, if you have a factory mechanic, but we don't, sir. Why buy a C.S.A.R over a YZ? I said, thumbing through the motocross action rag with the 2008 450cc shootout. What about 250Fs? Harper asked. And I said, I don't know. I stand up when I piss, so 450, that's all I ride. My mum rides a YZ 250F, bro. You need to buy a 450 or a 252 stroke if you're over 180 pounds, man. Period. I said, smiling after the playful insult. The newly promoted private first-class Harper and I were lounging around in the barracks, nursing hangovers. We went out the night before and got so wasted, both of us were calling dinosaurs or puking black velvet and generic cola into Afghan dirt. Woke up with the shoe buddies. You ever had the shoe buddies? When you wake up after a night of drinking and all you can do is lay there and say, Shoe buddy, shoe buddy, what the fuck happened last night? I was mid-sentence, asking Harper if he still planned on moving to Reno, when a fresh staff sergeant walks in. We walked into mission briefing with haste, and there were only 5 other men in there. One a captain, with decorations telling me he's an exceptionally experienced rotary wing pilot. His co-pilot sat at his right, navigator, engineer, and a medic sporting sergeant insignia. Harper and I both snap to attention and salute. At ease, boys, at ease. We're here to ask you two for help specifically. Have a seat. Let's get started. The captain said. I didn't even notice our staff sergeant didn't follow us into the room. You guys healthy? How's the knee, Sledge? You don't mind if I call you Sledge? The captain asked. Sir? Hell no, sir. You can call me Fuckface. I'd answer the same way, sir. I had a knee squared away, Captain. Thank you for asking, sir, I said. Okay, first and foremost, let's battle on these formalities. I'm not comfortable being treated like royalty, and neither is my flight crew. We don't view ourselves at all above you had-ass grunts simply because you both could probably stomp the 5 of us into oblivion if you wanted to. You can call me Cap. Just Cap. My call sign is Snot, but don't worry about that yet. This is my co-pilot, First Lieutenant Bates, and my engineer, Second Lieutenant Michaels. My navigator, Sergeant Gomez. And this is the doc, Sergeant Schaefer. They already know who you are, as they helped me pick you two out of the pile of long-gone duos. You came very highly recommended by your staff sergeant as well. Now you boys have been through a lot for what you wear on your shoulders, and if you accept what I'm about to offer, you'll both be bumped on a recommendation following ops completion and debriefing. And we shook hands with everyone as he went down the line. And after he made it clear he wasn't going to order us to do anything, Harper and I simply sat down without saying a word, and looked Cap in the eye the way enlisted men do when, let's fucking do this, is in our hearts. That's what I'm talking about, Marines. Let's get down to the skinny here. To make things simple and vague in consideration of the need-to-know bullshit, we're in desperate need of a marksman team for C.S.A.R. operation. We have 2 VIPs we need to get out of a very bad situation, as well as the remaining souls of a compromised recon team who had orders to scout and survey. We have a delicate situation here, and we're going in kind of blind. Unfortunately, this is a high-risk op. From what we understand, the 5-man recon team has only 2 men remaining, one of whom has a severe compound leg fracture, and they've armed themselves with the enemy's AKs they managed to strip from dispatch insurgents because, as a recon team, light loadouts were chosen. We're going on 48 hours, and men have been down there, and they're getting desperate. Just a forewarning. Bates cut the captain off. Cap, do you Shut the fuck up, Bates. The captain interrupted him. These men here deserve to know what we know. No secrets, remember? We all started as enlisted men too. Remember how it felt being a mushroom? Sucked, didn't it? I won't ask any man to risk his life without at least knowing what I know. Now, it goes without saying, none of this leaves the room. I mean none of this. You read me? Without hesitation I said, "Loud and clear, Cap." "Good." The captain continued. "From what we understand, there's some, let's say, things happening that are difficult to explain. From what I've been told about you two, that's nothing you'll curl up and cry for mommy about, right?" "Sir, no sir," I answered. "Excellent. Look, I'll level with you because we're running out of time and we still have a bit of fuel to burn to get where we're going. You two will be endowed with any equipment on hand you need. You're about out of 5 miles outside the coordinates we have on an evac party. We will bug out and wait for you to get us on comms. Your job is to attain a position of overwatch. Like I said, you guys aren't who we would normally have on an operation like this. You're all that's available and all that we have at this time. And moving on, when you establish your position, you'll contact us. At that point, we do have a small extraction team who will drop in, establish contact with our evacuees, and help to get them out. Your job is to kill everything and anything that moves that isn't one of the 7 total people moving out. We have a predetermined extraction coordinates for them. You two will have to make your way a few clicks out, drop smoke, and call for evac. Another flight team in a smaller bird will be on standby, specifically for your evacuation. I've requested to be linked directly to the other bird on comm so you won't have to wait on the command to put sugar in their coffee and then call for your evac. I personally will immediately send in your wings the second you give me the O&O and pop your smoke. The rest are self-explanatory. So, you guys keen or what?" I looked at Harper. He looked like he was about to shit himself, which told me he was down. I stood up. "Time's a wasting, Cap. Let's go get your men." He stood up and shook our hands and then said, "Dust off at 1100 hours. We have a short jump to our base where you kit up and we jump in the bad bitch. With wheels up and full throttle by 0200. And get some chow in you, even if it's rations. Get something in your stomach. And grab some of those god-awful energy drinks y'all have here. You're gonna need them. You might be up for a while, okay? And meet us at redacted." "At what time was it, Marine?" Cap asked. 10:30, sir," I said. "Fashionably early. I like it. Dismissed." We stood and saluted. All 5 men stood up and gave us not the normal half-assed salute most dickhead officers gave the enlisted, but ramrod straight salutes normally reserved for men that outranked them. Which was a breath of fresh air, and laid to rest any reservations I had about trusting this outfit. And they were very strangely decorated. No outfit designation insignia, nothing but rank and decorations, which is weird. I thought it was exceptionally weird that they were here asking us to ride out with them, but special personnel was difficult to come by because mostly they were already in the field. And the night was crisp, no wind. With a daunting aura I wasn't too sure I was stoked on. "Are you ready for this, brother?" I asked Harper as we made our way to the pad. "Are you?" he asked me in return. "Fuck no, I'm not. But regardless, there's a reason these dark op flyboys are here asking us for help, and I won't deny a rotary wing combat pilot. My grandfather was an airborne CAV pilot in Vietnam, so I have a ton of respect for those men and women doing the job." We trotted up to the pad right when the fuel pumps on the bird were going hot and the dull whine of the Bell 209 started sequence made itself audible. "Lance Corporal Sledge and Private First Class Harper, reporting for duty, sir. Permission to come aboard?" I got a big smile from Gomez as he looked up to the cockpit at Cap. He leaned his head around the left seat as the First Lieutenant Bates was going through pre-flight and gave his 2-fingered salute and waved us aboard. Gomez handed us headsets and we put them on immediately. "How do you think we're fucking Navy, Marine?" Cap asked over comms. "Sir, I have no clue what you guys are, and I don't need to know. We're just here to do a job. To help fellow Americans out of harm's way, sir." Again, he leaned his head to the side of his seat to look at me with a smile and said, "Copy that, Corporal. Fucking copy that. Well, just so you know, we're not Navy. So this asking for permission to come aboard, while we appreciate it, we all think it's admirable, it isn't at all necessary. You just get your ass the fuck on the bird, Marine. Copy? 10-4, Captain. Loud and clear, I said. I think Harper is adorable, Cap. Can he talk or is he a mute? If he is a mute, my only hope is he likes Mexican men. Gomez said as everyone in the bird started laughing their asses off, including me. No, sir. He can't talk. I beat it into him thoroughly. He only speaks when spoken to until he earns an E4 classification. Until then, nobody cares. Are you really gay, Gomez? I asked as more laughter erupted in our headsets. Gomez laughed for about 5 seconds and then weirdly quickly got a serious look on his face. Then looked at Harper right in the eye and said, I wasn't until I met you, Private Harper. What do you think? After this, maybe we can get a pizza? You know, just me and you, in a motel, naked, oiled up and... Oh my God, shut the fuck up, guys, enough for fuck's sake, Jesus! Harper finally yelled, cutting off Gomez's attempt at seduction, making us all laugh harder than any of the prior shenanigans had. Attaboy, Harper. Don't take any shit from that Pito de Gallo. Pito is penis in Spanish. Loving guy right there, Bates said. Hey, at least I don't love Coca-Cola like you, Bates. Gomez fired back. Right then, Michaels and Schaefer jumped onto the hello. They grabbed lazy across from us and donned headsets. What did we miss? We could hear you morons laughing over startup, Schaefer said with a smile. Just Gomez flirting with Harper. I think Harper would dominate Gomez, to be honest. I heard you were Alaska State Wrestling Champion in 160 pounds, Harper, Cap asked. Yes, sir. Undefeated my senior year, 48-0, Harper said proudly. Oh, fuck. It'd definitely make me his bitch, Gomez said. Right then, Cap started rattling off the pilot gibberish as Bates gave him a thumbs up on dust-off. Harper and I looked at each other, and Michael stood up, reached over, and put us on the flight comms channel so that we could hear Cap talk to control, and then put his finger to his lips in a shh sign and sat back down. Roger that, Tower. We'll get your boys home safe. Over. It's all we heard. Cap pinned the throttle, and we roared off base faster than I knew a helicopter could go. I woke up to an elbow in the ribs from Harper. I opened my eyes to see where we were landing on a motherfucking ship. Oh no, I said, not realizing I was still plugged into comms. What? What's wrong? Schaefer said, leaning forward. Oh, I told the handsome Lance Corporal there that we weren't Navy, and so he's probably a little concerned waking up to us descending towards a Navy vessel, the captain said, surprisingly already recognizing my voice over comms. Ah, I see. Well, we can't tell you exactly what outfit we're with. We can't tell you who we're not with. This is look at it as a personal hydro-mobile bound valet parking sledge, okay? This is where we have our warbird on our bad bitch, as we call her, stowed, refitted and fueled so we don't have to fly all the way to base every time we need to fill up, get her patched up or strap on some new ordnance. Tankers only fly high altitude assignments at night despite what you saw on Perfect Storm, Bates said. I copy that, Lieutenant, I said, relieved. And the next thing I knew, we were in the armory. Man, you're telling me I can pick anything in here, even if I haven't completed the designated specialist training? I asked Cap, looking at the baddest Barrett M107A1 I'd ever seen in my life. Absolutely. Though I'd think twice before schlepping a 50 BMG anti-material rifle through the bush, if I was you, Michael said. And so I chose a suppressed C.S.A.R heavy and with a 20-inch barrel, thermal optic, and 30-round mags, and I grabbed 8 of them. Then I pulled a Super Trick suppressed M27 with a holographic optic and vertical foregrip, 8 mags of 5.56 for it, and of course a suppressed Glock 17 with night sights and 4 mags for it. I had my own ghillie suit, as every sniper does, but used headgear from their armory, complete with yet-to-be-distributed night vision attachment and full-on high-tech comms equipped. Big earmuffs that would make a gunshot sound like cap guns, but another person's voice clear as a bell. Harper also grabbed a C.S.A.R heavy with a 17-inch barrel, a tactical Benelli shotgun, and a suppressed Glock 17, just like mine. I took the shotgun out of his hands and put it back on the rack. Come on, bro. Every weapon we have is suppressed and you pick up a fucking 12 gauge. I said. Good point. My inner Alaskan just got excited. We can't afford Benelli where I'm from. Harper said. Fucking frozen ass hicks. Oh, you guys are. I said. Eskimos, asshole. Harper said, and Michaels and I chuckled. 30 seconds, you two. Remember, don't go hard on comms until you're dug in and dug in good. I wish you two the absolute best of luck. I have every bit of confidence in both of you. Cap out. Harper and I unplugged our headgear from the bad bitch, which was exactly that. A fully outfitted and stealth-capable Black Hawk, the brass was more stringent about the details in our NDAs than the op itself. We checked each other's gear, tightened the straps on our chutes, and Michaels patted me on the shoulder, 3 times signaling 3, 2, 1. Go, go, go! I took 2 steps and chucked a gainer out the bird, and then tucked in head first as fast as I could go. I opened at about 700 feet above the ground, which really sucked. Whoever packed that chute packed a damn neck breaker, I swear. I was a well-equipped man before that parachute opened. The second I hit the deck, I started getting the laundry squared away. Harper hit the deck 50 feet away, and he did the same. We stuffed the parachutes into a gap in between some rocks, untied our packs from our legs, locked, loaded, and started our 5-mile run in the pitch black without saying a word. It was fucking game time, and we both knew our lives depended on our ability to be professional. And we came up on the coordinates 2 hours later. I scattered around for a good spot to dig in when the first odd thing happened. We watched a man come out of a hut in the settlement below, sort of stumble outside and look directly at me. Well, there's absolutely no way he could have seen me. He screamed at the top of his lungs and then proceeded to shoot himself in the head. What the fuck? I said, taking the MV binos away from my face. What do we have in common? Harper asked. Negative. We have a suicide. I don't know, brother. I don't know. Let's just focus, okay? I said. Harper just nodded. I, all of a sudden, had a bad feeling. That shit, I was fucking trippy, man. He looked right at me. I spotted a damn good position 100 yards away. This village was set down in a valley. There was a creek running on the west side of it, mountains to the north and south. I knew I wanted to cross that creek to a position, and that's exactly what we did. Well, there was a rock outcropping that looked to have a nice dugout, a fair on the hillside, making sort of a pre-made foxhole and with huge boulders separating us from the enemy. We made it to the spot, and it was better than I had hoped. We got set up, and I started grid scanning for our evac party. I found them. I had a clear, infrared picture of 4 people dug down into a cluster of trees, one of which was obviously injured. I had Harper get me cap on comms and gave an affirm of visual contact and to send in the team. We broke communication, and I got back on the rifle, continuing my grid. That's when I saw something I thought was maybe an animal of some kind. The nature of its movement still gives me goosebumps to this day. Just twitchy and glitchy. Methodical, yet mindless. I scanned back to our people, and my heart sank. Whatever this thing was, it was on a direct vector straight at their position, and was maybe 75 yards away. Get Cap on comms right now, I said. Go ahead, Sledge, Cap said after identity confirmation mumbo-jumbo that we have to do. Anytime one is tactically sending radio waves. Cap, we have movement 70 yards and closing on the party's position from the 3 o'clock. Please advise, over. Cap answered immediately. Is it a target or local wildlife, over? I just said yes, because whatever it was advancing on our people, and there was no way it was approaching to provide fresh dressings for our man's injuries. Fuck, do you have a clear shot? Can you see any other tangos in the vicinity, over? Cap asked. I said, that's a big affirm on ability to dispatch, sir. And at this time, that's a negative on multiple targets. Say again, negative on multiple targets. Permission to engage, over. Fire at will. Repeat, fire at will. Report after dispatch, over. Cap said. 10-4 is all I said. I lined up my shots after Harper gave me my exact range and windage, or lack thereof, and then sent the package. That's a good hit, brother. Headshot. Damn good hit. And I could see how people heard the round snap supersonic. Not only that, but a distinctive sound of a 308 headshot because they instantly hit the deck behind rifles. That's one tango down and out, Cap. At this time, we have no return fire of any kind, sir. Over. I said over comms. Roger that. Keep a sharp eye. Friendly ground team is approaching evacuee position from the south. Do you have a visual on the extraction team? Over. I swung my rifle to the south and started a grid scan. Affirmative. Repeat. Affirmative visual on the friendly ground team. Approximate 100 yards until contact. Over. I said. Cap answered. Copy. You have freedom of engagement. Repeat. You are now weapons free. Make contact upon final approach to evac coordinates. Cap out. We're on our own, Harper. We're weapons free until we bug out of here. Get on your rifle and help me cover their retreat. Harper and I are now both scanning around the area where our people are preparing the injured for travel. And that's when I saw the first one. The first fucking thing sprinting through the village in a way that told me that this isn't normal. Contact, Harper. Contact, 1 o'clock. Bang. Target down, Harper said. And Harper said, I have movement. Multiple targets moving on extraction team. Then he started sending rounds. I swung right to see a fucking gaggle of whatever they were, both crawling and running straight towards either our position or the extraction team's position. Harper, engage targets advancing on our 20. Do not let them cross that creek. I have extraction team overwatch. I started on the targets nearest our people and started working my way out. Bang, 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 putting them down one after another. They weren't people anymore, whatever they were. They weren't zombies or some shit because once they were down, they didn't get back up. But they were absolutely not people anymore. I knew that for sure because one target I dropped, 2 other targets stopped and started to do something that didn't look like medical assistance to the body on the ground. They literally tore it apart. We could vaguely hear the noises these things made. They were sequential and rhythmic screeching and clicking sounds. Then I noticed some of their knees bent the entirely wrong way. Harper had no trouble with his engagement assignment. He had trouble with what the targets still alive were doing, too, and with the downed targets. It's almost like they were destroying evidence or some sort of shit. They had the ferocity and savagery I had never seen in my life. They tore extremities off with hands, crushed heads or twisted them off completely. When it was so dark, we couldn't see anything but white, humanoid-looking entities and our optics doing unspeakable things to what were their allies. After 3 magazines, things went quiet. I no longer had visual on our people, and they got out of there fast. And then body parts started to, for lack of better words, disintegrate, leaving nothing behind but ash. I know that because after stowing my long gun and going up for the jaunt to the extraction, shouldering the CQB M27, we made our way to where Harper fell most of his targets. And that's all we found. Ash. We did a very quick walkthrough of the village and I noticed none of the huts had cots, beds, or anything. As a matter of fact, the only thing they all had in common was a totally alien-looking shrine, like a fair, made from what appeared to be crystalline mucus of some kind. There was a strong odour of ammonia and sulphur. We also came across these vestibules, looking almost like eggshells of some kind. It was obvious they were buried because they were all just feet away from small, about 2-3 foot deep holes in the ground. There was remnants of blood and viscera here and there, but after we saw those egg-looking things, we bugged the fuck out. Back on ship, we debriefed. We didn't say a thing about going and doing something so stupid like looking through that godforsaken place. Cap made good on his promise because in less than a week, I got bumped to sergeant and Harper to corporal. This is the first time I'd ever let the thoughts of that night get past a flash of memory, and I gotta say, I really hope it's the last. I honestly feel totally exhausted after writing this. I've been sweating and shaking like a shotgun 6 Red Bulls. Believe me or not, it doesn't matter. This was about as far from home as possible while being on Earth. Aside from that, Cap let slip that there will be a clean-up crew of sorts heading back out there literally a few hours after we touched down on ship. I don't know. All I know is I'm glad I won't have to think about this anymore. I think it was healthy to get it out like I did, but I have to let that night go from my memory because I can feel the details almost claw at my mind, trying to force me to lose it completely. It was the most horrific and awful experience I've ever had. I've been more scared because these things were relatively easy to kill, but I've never been more horrified at a thing's savagery. I hope this doesn't fuck any of you up too bad. If you have to tell yourself it's not true to keep your sanity, please do so. Please. Hopefully, the story at least kept you all engaged and entertained. That's why I'm doing this. In closing, hug your children tight, treat your wife or husband right, and live each day like it's your last, because who's to say this was a localized scenario? What happens when little egg-looking things stick their way out of your backyard and transform you into something else? Good night all. Third story coming soon. Stay tuned to the best damn narration channel on YouTube. Dead Man Talking. Regards, Broc Sledge. Wow. Certainly another one. Wow. What a chest-pounding, thought-provoking, and nightmarish account there from our good friend and brother from another mother, Broc Sledge. A mighty thank you for your patience and dedication, and of course your service in the good fight, Broc. I really hope you enjoyed my narration of this and can't wait to dig into the third story and many more to come in the future. Well, guys and girls as ever, you know the drill. Please do let us know what you thought down below in the comments box. Please do like and share. It really does help build the channel and our community further. And why not hashtag TeamFEAR and DMT's Cryptid crew. Now if you think you can pen the next big hit or have a similar true encounter or experience whilst in the forces, then please do get in touch with me at the contact email, which is, as on screen, contactthedeadone@gmail.com. I really look forward to hearing from you. I hope everybody's well and happy, had a fantastic week at work or school, or whatever it is that you do, and you're fighting fit and enjoying a beautiful summer sunshine. But above all, guys, remember, be safe, not sorry.